to my channel. Welcome back to another episode with Boss Beauty. My name is 𝒄𝒏𝒏𝒆𝒄𝒏. If you're new and if you've been coming along, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for staying. I appreciate all of you guys. On today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you something that I said I was going to share a long time ago, but I keep forgetting or something happens and all of that. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my favorite matte primer for your makeup application. This primer, what they do is they actually help your makeup to stay on longer. They help it to stay on your face without, you know, moving or creasing, yeah, like that. However, sometimes you could have some sort of things going on your face and you think yeah, this primer is not working. It's probably because you haven't used the right primer. That's why. So to start, before you decide which primer to use, you need to know your skin type. So basically, do I have a dry skin? Do I have an oily skin? Have I got combination skin? You need to know answer to those questions. So if you have an oily skin, you want to use a mattifying primer. If you have a dry skin, you want to use a moisturizing primer or luminous primer. And if you have a combination skin, then you want to use you want to be more on the mattifying side than on the oily, than on the luminous side. If you have a combination skin, depending on the kind of combination that you have, if your combination is just your T-zone that is oily, then you are more of just mattifying your T-zone and then moisturizing everywhere else. However, if your combination is more of like your middle, not just your T-zone now, but the middle of your face, then you probably want to just stick around with mattifying primer. Regardless of all of this, you still need to moisturize your skin, and that brings me to my first primer that I'm going to show you guys. And you guys probably know this primer already. It's the lait cream concentrate, and this is from Embryolise. So I just call it Embryolise primer because I can't pronounce that. It's a light cream Embryolise primer. And this primer is available in Boots, it's available in online, Look Fantastic. I don't know if Beauty Bay sells it, but most of the time that I've got it, I've bought it on Look Fantastic. You guys already know that's where I do my shopping, so I get it from there. And this primer is a moisturizing primer. It is very good to moisturize your skin. So regardless of oily skin or dry skin, combination skin, I mostly use this primer all over the face to moisturize, and then it serves as a primer as well, and that's why I like it. And then the other one, and it's actually good if you've got dry skin, so using this if you've got dry skin is absolutely fine. You don't need a mattifying primer anymore because this is already your moisturizer and it is your primer. As far as I know, some people actually use this as their everyday moisturizer, so yes, it is that good. This is actually a very good product, and I've read somewhere as well that it works for eczema as well. I'm not saying go and use it if you've got eczema, but I have read it somewhere. So obviously people that have used it works for them for, you know, different skin types. Then yes, they've come together, put their comments, put their feedback, and that's where I got it from. On the primer, it actually says is a multi-function nourishing moisturizer. It is a moisturizer, it is a makeup moisturizer, it is a makeup primer, and it is a moisturizing mask. So for someone that's got a very dry skin, you can use it as a mask, and it serves as your moisturizer as well as acting as your primer. And the next one I'm gonna go to now, this is gonna be my mattifying one basically, but they do have great. So I'm gonna start with this Marykay one, and this, the reason why I like this primer, you guys already know. I've been a Marykay consultant for years, more than 10 years. I've been a Marykay consultant before I had my daughter. So that's, my daughter is 10. She turned 10 in August. So definitely that is my favorite one. That is the one that I knew. That was the one I knew for a very long time before I started opening my eyes to all these other products. So this is my all-time favorite for combination skin, for oily skin. If you have dry skin as well, you can use it because it is not 100% mattifying. And the good thing about this product, again, guess, it has got SPF 15 in there, and that's the only primer that I have used that had SPF 15, or let me say the only product that I've used on my skin that has SPF 15 in there, and I did not have any reaction. And this was my primer for a very long time. It is still my primer, but once in a while I tend to use other things depending on the occasion of the day. So my next product, that brings me to this milk hydrogrip. This one I found it on Instagram. This is my second bottle. You can see how big it is. You can see the amount of product in there. I bought the first one I bought. I'm sure I used it for more than a year. I don't want to say 2 years, but it was definitely up to that 2 years. I used it on my clients, I use it on myself, but I don't use it every day. So yes, if I say that it lasted 2 years, I am not lying, because I use other products with it as well. And the way I use it, I use this primer and I use that as the mattifying on the T-zone, and that's the way I use it most of the time. And that brings me to my next one. Before I go to my next one, this one is actually like a base, which everything is a base actually, but the good thing about this is it grips to your foundation like I've stuck with you, and that's what I used today on my face for my makeup, and it just makes your makeup stay on. Like, yeah, I'm here, this is me on your face. That's the way it stays, that's the way it works. And the next product is this Huda Beauty. Huda Beauty is a product, a brand that you guys know that I love a lot. And the first time I tried this primer, it came in my mystery bundle that I bought more than 2 years now. Yeah, the first mystery bundle that I bought is actually more than 2 years now, but it came in that box, and since then I fell in love with it. This is oil-free mattifying primer. It makes your makeup stay on all day, like all day. Before we get to a setting spray, you need to have the right primer to work with your makeup. If your primer is wrong in the first place, or your foundation isn't the right one, no matter how much setting spray you use, you're just wasting your time. But if you use the right foundation, the right primer, and you forget to use a setting spray, you are going, like, you are up there. That's it. This primer, if you haven't tried it, it is so good. It is like really nice. And the next one, I'm going to save the best to the last, and the other one is this sleek primer, and this came in one of my bundles as well. I think it was one of my advent calendar from December last year, and since then I've been using this primer. It is a mattifying primer as well, and another thing I like about this primer is that when you put it on, it actually works like a cream. So it looks like a cream that is moisturizing your skin, and then all of a sudden it goes matte, and that's why I love this one. So it does have grades, and I'm going to be telling you the grades in a minute, but the last one that I use very well, I use every day, I use a lot on all of my clients. When I say all, I mean all of my clients, is the Becca Primer. I have got the big one, but this small one, when I bought some stuff on Look Fantastic, it came as like a free product with it, so I have got 2 of it, and I'm just using the first one. There was a time that, I don't know if they've actually stopped it now, but it is still available, the Becca Primer, the big one. Apparently Becca was stopping that with those primer, so everyone started to buy and buy and buy, and I remember that I had this one, but I did buy some of the big ones as well, so I decided to finish the small ones before going to the big one, and that's why I've got this small one, because you guys are probably thinking, oh, why is it so small? It was a gift that came with my purchase on Look Fantastic. This is my best sweat-proof, oil-proof foundation primer. Like, it makes your makeup stay on like glue on your face. But the disadvantage of this product is if you have a very dry skin, do not go near it, like do not touch it, because what happens is it makes your makeup look cakey and looks like it's spilling, and yes, I do not recommend it for dry skin. But when I said that I use it on every skin type, is because I have used this moisturizer a lot on the dry skin, and then this just goes very lightly on the T-zone, just to make sure that the T-zone isn't sweating, and that's the only time I use it on my dry skin clients. So if you have got dry skin, do not use this all over your face, only for your T-zone, and that's because you have moisturized a lot. If you're not going to moisturize, do not use this primer, stay away from it. If you have got dry skin or combination skin, you don't want something too mattifying on your skin, then your go-to is this Marykay primer or the sleek primer. However, if you've got combination skin again and you want your makeup to stay on, like on, then you want to go for the Milk primer, and you want to go for or the Grip or the Huda Beauty one. And this Huda Beauty one, let me tell you guys a secret. Another place you can get it, if you're lucky, is from TK Maxx, and it is cheaper, like very cheap. I went to TK Maxx sometime, I think early this year, and I saw it there, but that was when I started to use the one that came in my bundle, so I wasn't really sure if I wanted it or not. But when I started to use it very often on my clients and I see the work that it was doing, I was like, okay, I should have bought this. So I went back to TK Maxx sometime 2 months ago and it was there, although it was just one that I found, and I took it. So since then I've been going to different TK Maxx around Manchester looking for this primer. So guys, if you see it, I don't mind this as a gift, okay? But I'm just joking. But yeah, it is available in TK Maxx. And then the other one, if you've got oily, very sweaty face, then guys, your go-to is this Becca Primer. No, I'm not paid for all these talk or adverts. I'm just telling you based on my experience of using all of this primer. So if you've got very oily skin, then this Becca Primer is your go-to. Even though it is your go-to, you don't want to put too much on your face as well because it can make you feel dry. The primer that you guys should not even go close to, you shouldn't even use it at all, is the Milk of Magnesia. It is not a primer. No, like, say no to Milk of Magnesia. I don't even have it anymore. I bought it and I used it on myself. All of these products that I'm talking to you about, if I'm going to tell you anything about any product, it is because I have used it on myself and I know how it works. I used the Milk of Magnesia on myself, I think about twice, and the way my makeup looked after, I didn't like it, and then I had some rashes on my face and I stopped using it since then and never again on my clients. So please stay away from Milk of Magnesia. It is for stomach upset. It is not a primer, okay? And please don't use Moju. You guys probably don't know what Moju is, but don't use it. Don't use calamine lotion as a primer just because you've got oily skin, because you've got sweaty skin. Stay away from calamine lotion. It is used for chickenpox. If you don't know, now you know. Don't use it, okay? Sorry, but yeah, don't use it. I have seen it a lot on Instagram, especially with those Nigerian artists. Like, guys, calamine lotion. Okay, calm down, tell you. Yeah, don't use it. And then the other product that I've used that I don't have today, I have stopped using it. It's not because I don't like it, it's only because I couldn't get out of it. It's the Pond's mattifying primer. It is like a mattifying moisturizer as well, and I used to get it on Amazon. I actually saw a Nigerian artist used it and I used it for a very long time on my clients, especially the ones that sweat a lot. I only use it in summer, and guys, it works wonders. It works magic. When I say magic, but the last time the one I had finished, I couldn't find it on Amazon. That's why I stopped using it, and then I decided to be best friends with Becca. And the reason why I used to use it then, it was cheaper than Becca. Of all these primers, I think the most expensive one is this Becca. Yeah. And the hydrogrip as well, and then this Embryolise is quite expensive as well. So, but they are good. Like, these are products that when you buy it, you will get value for your money. Sometimes it's not about cheap, it's not about the price, it is about the quality that it is going to give you. And guys, that's going to bring us to the end of my favorite mattifying primers and normal primer. So I'm not gonna say mattifying primer, the end of my primer, like my foundation primer. Those are my favorite ones, and that's the way I've graded it. If there's anyone that you've used, I don't know if there's anyone else that I've used that I've not remembered to mention, but those have actually been, the Marykay one has been my favorite, like, for a very long time. And I think I just started using all these other ones about 3-4 years ago when I started to do videos on Instagram, to be out there as a makeup artist, and that's when I started to see all these other products. But before that, it was Marykay. So if you still have your Marykay one, guys, you are on the right path, okay? But if you need something much more, you know, for oily skin, something much more sweaty proof kind of, then you should try one of these other ones that I've told you guys. Let me see, is there anything else I've forgotten? Have I used a MAC primer before? No, but I have used, I've got a sample here. This one, this strobe cream from MAC, and that is not a mattifying primer, guys. It is more like this Embryolise cream. It's more like a moisturizing primer for me. So I only use it when I want a dewy kind of finish. I don't want my face to be too dry, like The only time I go for a very mattifying look is if I'm going for a party, I'm going to be working and I'm going to be there all day, then I go all matte. Like when I say all matte, I mean matte. But when I'm just going for the events, you know, few hours, come back home, I don't mind using the stroke cream, I don't mind using the Embryolise by itself, I don't mind using the Marykay by itself. These are good primers that makes your makeup stay. The point or the advantage of using a primer in the first place is to make your makeup stay on your face. I know some people will say, oh, my makeup takes my face takes off makeup or it eats makeup. Try a very good primer for your skin type and then see what happens. And that's going to be my advice, and that's going to be the end of this video. Thank you so much for staying. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. If there's anything else you want me to share for you guys, please always put it in the comment section, and I try my best to bring them to you. So please don't relent and don't give up on this girl, okay? Thank you so much. I'm going to see you next time in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe, share with your friends, like this video, put your comments down below, and thank you so much. Love you guys. See you soon. Bye.